International spokesperson for the Israeli Defense Forces, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, joins me now for more on this. Lieutenant, thank you for joining us. How did you first learn about this attack, and what was your reaction when you did?
I learned of it when rockets were fired at the place where I live in central Israel, early morning hours Saturday. A heavy barrage of rockets, and immediately I was notified on the phone that this was a large-scale attack. Then it became apparent, it's obvious that if they're firing at Tel Aviv and central Israel, then something very big is going on. I could not imagine at that time that Hamas would have the audacity and the foolhardiness to do what they have done, to launch such an unprecedented, brutal, merciless attack on Israeli civilians, to butcher civilians in their homes, as they have, and to launch an attack and cause the amount of casualties that Israel has never experienced ever in its history. It is an unprecedented attack, and it will be followed by an unprecedented Israeli response against these bloodthirsty animals that have come across from Gaza and attacked our civilians.
You say unprecedented Israeli response. What do you mean by that?
I mean that according to the directives given by the Israeli government, the task of the IDF in this war, and this is a war, this is not another round of fighting, this is not rockets being fired at southern or central Israel, and then some retaliations, and then some half-cooked ceasefire under Egyptian assistance. This is a totally, fundamentally different situation. And what we have been tasked to do by the Israeli government is to make sure that at the end of the fighting here, Hamas no longer possesses a military capability to threaten Israelis at all, and does not have the ability to govern the Gaza Strip. Now, what that means is, of course, for those following events and perhaps more familiar with, is that this will be a very substantial assault on Hamas's military capabilities, and that the paradigms that were relevant up until October 7th will no longer be valid.
Israel is saying that at least 100 people have been taken hostage here. What more, if anything, do you know about the condition those hostages are being kept in, and how worried are you about those people?
This is also an unprecedented situation. We've had Israeli civilians and military taken hostage by terrorists in the past, but never this amount, and together in different locations. So it is unprecedented. It is extremely delicate, and we are talking about people with families that are calling out for their return. You showed some of it, but I think it's worth mentioning. We're not talking about abducting Israeli soldiers from an IDF position. We're talking about that Hamas crossed into Israel, went to music festivals, went into houses, and dragged out from Israel into Gaza women, children, infants, elderly people, and even disabled people, along with younger Israelis, men and women. So it is an atrocity at a magnitude that we have never seen before, and I don't think that any country has suffered such a horrible situation. It will, of course, influence the future decisions made by the Israeli government and the military, how to deal with the situation. The only thing I know now is that there are no negotiations ongoing, and what the IDF is doing is preparing to deliver a long and sustained, extremely powerful campaign against Hamas for the atrocities that they have done.
All right, IDF spokesperson, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.